I'll tell you a story. Oftentimes, the things that move organizations are unfortunately not happy stories. But after I've been there, about 3 months, I guess, there was an incident at an extrusion plant outside of Phoenix, Arizona. And the circumstance, this is a night shift. There's an 18-year-old kid who'd worked for the company for about 3 weeks, and he jumped over a protective barrier that was almost as high as this. It wasn't solid, but it was a high barrier between his observation space and the machine that was producing extrusions. And this particular machine had a boom on it, and so with every cycle, the boom would cycle, 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 and the machine was subject to jamming. The aluminum material would get jammed in the machine, it would be hung up. And this kid jumped over the barrier and pulled the scrap material out of the action part of the machine, and it released the boom. It came around, hit him in the head, killed him instantly. He had a wife who was 6 months pregnant. 2 supervisors who'd been there 15 or 20 years watched him do it. Actually, they must have taught him how to do it, because I don't think he made it up on his own. They jump over the barrier and pull the material out of the machine. And so I got the whole executive crowd together all the way down to the plant supervisor level. And we reviewed the diagrams and the machine process and all of that. And when we were done with that technical part, I stood up and said to the assembled crowd, "We killed him." Yeah, the supervisors were there, but we killed him. I killed him. Because I didn't do a good job of communicating the dedication of the principle that people will never be hurt at work. And obviously, our recruiting process didn't do a very good job, or our measurement process didn't do a very good job of assuring that people who were in this chain believed that safety was the single most important thing, actually not a priority. This is my counsel to you. Safety should never be a priority. It should be a precondition. Like before you can get up and walk around, you have to breathe. Safety should be like breathing. It should be a precondition for organizational behavior. I tell you what, the people in the organization were stunned by the idea that they should accept personal responsibility for this death. They all regret it. I tell you, there was never more caring organization, in my experience, in a traditional sense than Alcoa. Every person that was injured or killed, they mourned. Believe me, they really mourned, and they regretted it and all of that, but they didn't understand. They were responsible for it. It wasn't somebody else's responsibility. It wasn't the vagaries of individual human behavior. It is a learned condition that you can produce 0 injuries in the workforce.